You know, the themes of dream and reality reflects back on Asian culture. Can you talk about how that plays in the movie?
Yeah, we have some similar feeling of a fairy tale, really favorite in Japan, and then just you know, it's a parallel world. Go into the parallel world, spend a week, and back to the real, and become an old or something. Yeah, and then some involve the philosophical feelings and spend the time, and we always have some parallel world really close to the daily life or something. Yeah, it's interesting.
How was the film explained to you by Mr. Nolan? Did he have to explain the themes and what was actually happening? Because it's a very complex film.
When I read the script, it's so confusing and difficult to understand. But you know, he gives us reality on the set all the time. You know, I have to go to 6 countries for location, and totally different kind of the weather and atmosphere and air and temperature and humidity and culture and the customs. And then on the set also, he built up the set whole thing. And he gave us this earthquake and flood and in the water whole days. And yeah, it's just experience before the audience, you know.
And since you'd worked together before, was
In
this
Batman Begins,
Yes,
right.
in Batman Begins. Was this an easier experience? Did you have maybe a shorthand with him?
Yeah, he knew my skill of acting and style of acting and emotion and yeah, it's so easier to trust each other. So, and then sometimes he always say joke, you know, just and you have to play your role. It seems like a James Bond. Really? And unfortunately, I didn't have a nice scene with Bond girl. But yeah, I tried to. It's smart and sharp. And did you understand the meaning of Cobb's top?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
one
did.
is one of the most important items of this movie is that top.
Yeah.
And then the scene right before ending, and I and Leo shot about that scene. And then I needed to spin a top. And the take was 2.5 minutes.
Okay.
And then I did. And it spun really well. And after the cut, oh no, the top was spinning until the end, end of the take. So, and then, you know, after the cut, set was really quiet. And I mentalized, you know, I was mentalized. Could I be dreaming or it's real or not?
Yeah.
And Chris came by my chair with a faint smile. He said, "Welcome to my dream." I got goosebumps, you know.
Yeah. And going into your role, did you research anything about the role just so you would understand it a little bit more, who this man was?
Yeah, it's a really interesting project about, you know, of course I built up my character. You know, he is a powerful, smart CEO of energy conglomerate or something. But the unique point of this movie is that the character entered other people's dreams. And then I tried to emphasize a different aspect of my character. You know, because how you see me can be different. How I really am. You know, if I'm in your dream, you are seeing some my projection,
Right.
something. And then I added some change to my character. Some pick up the personality, hidden his style or his mind. And then, yeah, something interesting process to make my character in this movie.
working with the cast, you must have spent a lot of time together because
Right.
you did so many travel, all over the world. Did you get pretty close with the cast?
Yeah, and yeah, we spent so many times, and in Calgary, and we didn't have a night shooting, it's just daytime, and
Mhm.
very short time to daylight, and then we had a lot of drinking time in Calgary. It's so cold, and it's a pool bar and a drink and a token, and yeah, it's
That's
a good
great.
time.
And you have second billing in this, in the movie, which is great. And, being one of the more popular Asian actors, is that something you think about when you're filming something for the American audience?
But before then, just particularly Japanese, traditional army and with a uniform, or samurai movie with a sword and
Mhm.
skinhead and a kimono or something. It's just after this movie, just really contemporary role,
Yeah.
and yeah, maybe, maybe.
And will you work with Christopher Nolan again? It sounds like you have a good chemistry with him.
Of course, of course. I always, during shooting, I always wanted to cut off his head, and I wanted to see his brain. Yeah. What is that? Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. What do you hope audiences will take from the movie?
We try to keep the secret of that story before the opening, because now it's all of the filming is too much open, the storytelling and the guide map or something, and or what is a point of view or something, but entertainment is just surprise
Mm-hmm.
to give to audience, just and something surprise box opened, what has happened, and then I think this movie is like roller coaster of the brain.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this movie will be shuffle your head and brain and mind. Yeah.
And how we're doing some of the stunts. I was thinking when you're supposed to be floating and you're all tied together. How was that to shoot? Was that difficult? Did it take a lot of time?
Tough, tough. It really tough shooting, and whole day. My wife visited in the studio in London,
Mm-hmm.
and we tried to shoot just floating on the floor whole day. And she asked me, "What kind of movie?"
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we had some really interesting machine to floating on the floor,
Okay.
and then but still have to keep on the calm dream. It's so tough. It's the same thing in the water, just in the dream, and the 360 in the bound, and but calm dreaming. Yeah, it's a really tough challenge.
Now, Leonardo DiCaprio, he gets a lot of attention from the paparazzi. Would you ever want that much attention on you?
No, not really. Yeah,
Takes
just,
a lot
I'm
of
sorry.
time.
Yeah.
This is definitely drama, very intense. Do you want to do something lighter? Anything like comedy or anything else in your career?
I hope so. I hope so. But just too much image to give to audience right before
Mhm.
the movie. Yeah, it's just next one seems like just some small window open for my future.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. Thank you, everybody.